after he escaped his abductors. Luke Rampersad had been beaten about the head and body by men who stormed into his Dow Village, California home around 8 on Saturday evening, armed with a long metal pipe. They dragged him from his bed and into a waiting vehicle. Police engaged in the search for Rampersad and arrested the 2 suspects, but Rampersad was not recovered. He turned up at home around 4 on Sunday morning. The police were contacted and he was taken to San Fernando General for treatment. Inquiries are continuing. Those were your 6 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at the top of the hour right here on CNC3 and the TVC Radio Network.
Morning Brew is brought to you by Omega XL. Live long, stay strong.
Yes. Welcome. Chipping in. Let the music play, man. How you mean? 3 minutes, moving up to 4 minutes after 6 o'clock on this Monday morning. A rather wet one, but we are still making sure we keep you warm, we keep you covered, and on top of all what's happening via our news cycle. Let me say good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Jason Williams signing in, and a special welcome back to our producer, Nikisha, who took a nice little rest and relaxation, and in the process had a chance to celebrate her 25th birthday. 25 with shipping and taxes, yes? And even some tariffs, right, Nakisha? Some tariffs inside there, yes? Happy belated birthday. She celebrated last week, Thursday, and she's rested, rejuvenated, and back in the mix. Of course, Angelo, always on the ball here with us still. So we have a full complement this morning as we get into Monday's program. But let me get into the meat of the action immediately. And as always, I'm guided by the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian. Compliments of the season, one and all, and welcome to the Morning Brew. As I sit here, I look at the developments at the Exim Bank. Former CEO, Navin Dukaran, he was, well, clearly, from what I'm seeing via the news cycle, dismissed. And they are looking, I would imagine, for someone to fill the vacancy. It was a shock firing, to be quite honest. And I want to say to Mr. Dukaran this morning, a sincere thanks for your contribution. I've had many interaction with Mr. Dukaran, very approachable, very much a man who, as you can see, with his smile there, I mean, I don't know the inner workings, of course, of the Exim Bank, but my personal interaction with Mr. Dukaran, it's been nothing but favorable. A man who really seemed committed to his particular task. And I know with his mindset, his energy, his general interaction and care for people, wherever he goes in terms of his next adventure, he will be tremendous. So I want to wish Mr. Dukaran the very best in all the endeavors. And it's unfortunate it had to end this way. But obviously, with, I guess, the inner workings and the requests for U.S. and all this talk of certain companies getting favorable. I mean, it's so many moving parts. I mean, you don't really know what to believe and what to understand. But what I can tell you this morning is that my interaction, and from what I would have seen through my lens, might be just a small lens, he was a man really committed to his particular task and his particular mandate. And I guess it's a new personality stepping into the helm. So in that regard, we'll wait, we'll see, and we hope that whoever goes into the role and function could probably move the needle some more. But I want to wish Navin the very best, whatever the next task and portfolio takes you. All the best to you. Looking at the Prime Minister here, a proud moment. A couple of the children who would have been impacted and benefited from the Children's Life Fund. She's there for the rededication of the Couva Children's Hospital. This took place yesterday. And if there's one thing I must say, the Prime Minister seems to always, you see a different kind of energy and a real genuine joy when she's around children. And we saw that yesterday. All smiles. And the children also seem to be very happy to be in the presence of the Prime Minister. Who wouldn't be? As a child, you're around that kind of, you're around somebody you're seeing on TV all the time in the papers, the leader of the country. There will be a particular excitement. She would have indicated that there are major plans for the space, and there's going to be some collaboration with Guyana to ensure that, the capacity is there to treat with the children and their particular medical needs. So that's some big news there coming out of Couva. Speaking about Couva, on a much more, I would say, a sad note, we found ourselves, even though it's a festive season, a time for love and giving and caring, it's still very much the hands of evil at work. And we saw 4 murders over the weekend in 4 different areas. One was in Couva, matter of fact, Kelly Village. Well, I wouldn't say Couva, that was more Caroni. So let me correct that there, more the Caroni area. So we had one in Caroni, 2 in San Juan, one close to Bridge Road, between Bridge Road and Mission Road. The other one was up Laventry Road. And the 4th one would have been in La Hokata. All these men who were killed have names, they have family. There is a connection to everyone who lost their life this weekend through violence. And again, we just give this clarion call to those who live in that space and live in that world of darkness, to come into the light and to move up, because that's not the country and that's not the space and the community we want to live in and go into the new year with that kind of energy. Granted, it's way less compared to last year, but we're in a state of emergency and people still out there doing the most. So be aware, be careful, and I'm hoping that this will be the last of it for 2025. We really come, it's sad, and it hurts me honestly every morning, especially on Monday after a nice weekend, to come out to report that kind of development. So with that said, let's head to the back page. Well, it didn't work out for Signal Hill the other day when it came down to the league. They kind of lost out on the very last day, but when it comes to, well, the Intercal, well, I want to say, well done. Well done. Crucial save. Our boys from Tobago, they are moving on. They're marching on. They are able to beat the North Zone champions. St. Anthony's here. It's a 1-0 victory to Signal Hill. They won on Saturday and they continue marching on. So I'm happy to see the glory days are back for Signal Hill. We remember the days of Dwight York and his exploits, the exploits of Dwight and some of the other big players from back in that time. And there was a point in time you couldn't beat Signal Hill. They just had a different energy, a different strength. So well done to the boys from Tobago. And also Sammy's job safe. Charlo maintains CWI will not fire Wendy's coach, despite a dismal performance thus far in New Zealand. And then, not even New Zealand, just this year was a tough one for the West Indies team. But Sammy's job is safe. And Charlo, Dr. Charlo, he says he will continue to hold on to his position and he will not put himself up for re-election when it comes to the top job at the Cricket West Indies. Let's move to the brief before we take the break on this Monday morning. And as we check out the brief, young brother, yes indeed, a Kenneton, his real name, he's obviously, doing his thing. That's Kenneton Lewis, aka Young Brother, performing, or Young Brother. Those strange man thing, Young Brother, right? And he's performing there at Courts for the TCL viewing party, the viewing event. People at a time, it's the new mega store there, open up, people having a time. Good morning to the staff and everyone associated with the space. And well, you could see people having a good old time. And also 37 young people honored at Port of Spain South Day of Excellence. Seeing the MP there, former Chief Justice and other dignitaries were all in attendance. And yes, there's lots of talent in South, well, Port of Spain South. And this is really an encouragement, that nudge on the shoulder to continue pressing on, making your mark. Up next, the Boss Report. We get you ready for all the movers and shakers, the big money. We get into that conversation. And then later on, we touch base with the union. Christopher Street joins me, president of the NUGFW, to speak of all what's happening within the labor space. Great first hour ahead. See you soon.
No esperes Navidad, para estar con amigos y familiares. Hasta tiempo todo el año, de recuerdos alegres. La vida es muy corta. Toma tu teléfono.
Depot.
You can make your goals unfold, go get it. You can live your dream, join the team, let's do this. You can get the help you need to succeed with Rand Credit Union. You can believe that you can achieve big goals, small ones too. Rand Credit Union, we've got you. No more waiting, that won't do. Make someday today. One life, so make it good. Live the way you know you should. With Rand Credit Union, yes you could. Make someday today.
Live your best life today with Rand Credit Union. Step into the Christmas season at Tile Depot. 12 by 12 tiles, $750. 17 by 17, $975. 18 by 18, $995. 20 by 20, $15.95. And 22 by 22, only $20. Visit Tile Depot Limited, Bagney Trace Chase Village. Call 234-4402.
When you push your body to the limit, every drop of sweat counts. Rapid hydration, clean energy, no crash, reboot your body, reignite your performance.
My man, Andre.
Good night, Anthony.
7 years with the company, and we couldn't do it without Antoine.
Happy birthday, dear Alejandro. Happy birthday to you.
Who's Angelo?
We're like coworkers who don't forget your name.
I'm Angelo.
CG United. Good like that.
Visit Tire Clinic Marketing, New Truck and OTR Tire Service Center at number 30 and 32 Montrose Main Road, Chabonas. Call today at 665-8973 or 672-3419. Alignment services available. Tire Clinic Marketing, Truck and OTR Service Center. A tire for every need.
We're back, and we came straight to Royal Castle to pick up some delicious food. We got a queen bucket, a king bucket, some royal wings, a family meal, a few combos, some extra sides, a rotisserie chicken, and a snack box. Oh, and that delicious honey mustard sauce, it's really lashing. Rudolph, do you think we should get some for Mrs. Claus and the elves, too? Happy holidays from Royal Castle.
In today's fast-paced competitive job market, certification courses provide individuals with flexible and industry-relevant learning options. Increase your chances of employment with a certification course at CTS College. We have over 50 courses in business, IT, do-it-yourself or professional development to choose from, all developed by industry experts. Courses start as low as $200 and can be completed in as little as 1 day, allowing you to acquire the relevant skills you need quickly and affordably. Contact CTS College today to sign up.
Welcome back. Let's hear about the movers and shakers. Up next, your boss report, and Marjorie will take us through with all the details. Good morning, Marjorie.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the Boss Report. I am Marjorie Seaburn, Manager of Equities at Boss, and I'll be holding on for Cyril this morning. Today, we'll take a look at recently released results for Republic Financial Holdings Limited, as well as Grace Kennedy Limited. Firstly, we'll start off with looking at Republic Financial Holdings and their full year results for 2025. Earnings per share was up 9.8%, moving from $12.29 to $13.49. Net interest income was up 7.8%, moving from over $5 billion to $5.46 billion. Operating income up $552 million or 7.7%. Operating profit up 9.4% and profit before tax up 8.8%. Taking a look at the two main revenue streams of Republic, net interest income and other income, we've seen steady growth in both lines of income over the last 4 years. Over the last 4 years, net interest income has grown over 37%, moving from little shy of 4 billion to current 5.46 billion, and year on year the improvement was 7.8%. The group would have benefited from healthy growth in the loan and advances portfolio, which would have moved from a little over 55 billion at the end of 2021 to the current $74 billion. The other income would have grown a little over 23% over the last 4 years, moving from 1.8 billion to 2.57 billion, and year on year would have been up 7.4%, with strong contributions over the last 2 years from net exchange trading gains, credit card expenses growth, as well as improvement in other fees and commissions. Looking at profit before tax contribution by regions, excluding eliminations, year on year, the Trinidad market was down, but we see positive performance from both the Barbados market and the Suriname market would have doubled their contribution profit before tax. Strong contributions from the EC as well, moving profit before tax from 233 million to 280 million. Steady performance from the Guyanese market. Strong performance from the Ghana market, the recovery there. And the Cayman Islands contribution, the largest after the Trinidad market. Steady performance. Profit before tax moving from 474 million to 486 million. Even though the growth wasn't as significant for the Ghana market year on year this year, over the last 4 years, the contribution from the Ghana market has doubled for profit before tax. And this definitely is one region we could continue to see strong, healthy growth going forward, as well as more contributions from the Cayman Islands with the increased investment in the Cayman Bank. When we look at the performance of Republic against its peers in PE valuation and dividends, we see Republic very much on the very attractive spectrum. The sector average at PE valuation is 8.8 times, Republic at 7.6 times. And this, when you look at historical levels, Republic traded at 12 plus time valuation. Of course, the market dynamics is much different now, but 7.6 is still relatively attractive from a historical as well as sector average. CIBC at 11.6 times, Scotia at 11.3, NCPFG at the lower end at 4.8 times, and the group would have benefited from a one-off sale of one of the subsidiaries, which would have positively impacted their earnings per share and, of course, their PE valuation. When you look at trading dividend yields, the sector average at 5.3%. Republic, not the highest, but 5.9% is quite attractive when you consider banking deposit rates at 3 and 4%, and other fixed term investments. Dividends are also paid on a quarterly basis. The highest dividend yield is first at 7.2% and followed by Scotia at 6.2%. Our recommendation for Republic at this point in time is overweight. We do like the valuation PE at 7.6, the dividend yield, higher revenues, the geographical diversification. Less than 50% of their assets are only in Trinidad. So we do see that there's a strong benefit going forward as our local economy continues to face some headwinds, and the dividend yield is very attractive. Our outlook for the security is a watch, as there are some market uncertainties. The asset level of 25% on the company and other banks would impact the security itself. The impact could be a possible dent in earnings of 6% based on current earnings per share, as well as a possible impact on dividend payments. Lower earnings could mean lower dividends as well. And overall market sentiments continue to be low, not only for the industry, but certain securities as well. So our outlook watch, but our recommendation overweight, as we do think it's a strong security over the medium and long term. The next security we'll take a look at is Grace Kennedy. Earnings per share was down 7.7%. Of course, our calculations would have been converted to TT dollars. Earnings per share was down to 26.8 cents, down from 29 cents a year ago, the 9 months results. Total revenue on the positive side up 5.9%, moving from 5.5 billion to 5.8 billion. Expenses, however, was up more than revenue at 7.2%. And this would have impacted overall performance. Profit from operations was down 9.4% and profit before tax down 7.5%. When we look at margins, and this will tell the story of why Grace would have suffered in the 9-month period, the operating profit margin fell to 6.6%, the lowest over the last 5 years, and down from 7.7% a year ago. And the TD Group have been able to hold its operating profit margin over the 7% level over the last few years. Unfortunately, this year, the impact of warehousing and logistic problems have impacted primarily the food and trading segment, and this has contributed to the overall weaker performance for the group. The company did indicate that there has been some resolution to the warehousing and logistic problems, and the impact should be minimal going forward. When we look at profit contribution by segment over the last few years, the largest segment continues to be the food trading segment. Unfortunately, year on year, this segment has been down. Earnings, profit before tax falling from 268 million to 256 million. This despite a growth in revenue of 5.8%. The next strongest contributor, money services, continued its decline since the last few years. Year on year, profit before tax falling around 25 million over the 9-month period. This following a dip in revenue growth as well, down over 5%. The two other segments, contribution continues to see growth, marginal but positive, in the positive direction. The banking and investments and the insurance segment. And the insurance segment would have benefited from a 14% revenue growth. Our recommendation for the security at this point in time is market weight. We see steady revenue growth for the company despite various challenges with expenses. Attractive factor, U.S. dividends, and dividends are paid on a quarterly basis. The yield is not as attractive as the sector average of 3.7 at 2.8%, but still relatively decent, and you are getting U.S. dividend yields. And the PE valuation at 10.7 compared to the sector average at 11.5. Our outlook, however, for the security is our watch. We do think the impact of Hurricane Melissa would be significant for the region, the country, and some of the companies operating within the country as well over the next few months. Many of the parishes on the western side of the country would have been significantly impacted. And the group also did indicate that consumer demand has been struggling before Melissa, and with the passage of Melissa, the impact could be further dented. So our outlook for the security is our watch at this point in time. So thanks for joining us today. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. You could email us as well. And you can visit our website to see what we have in our other product offerings. Thanks for joining us this morning, and do have your
season's greetings from Secu Credit Union, where we make your dreams come true. Check out our vehicle loan specials, flexible terms and reduced rates until February 2026. Need funds for the holiday season? Take advantage of our $20,000 Sorrel season loan. No hold-on shares and no installment payments required until 2026. Get up to 5 times your shares balance with our personal loans or access up to $1 million for debt consolidation. Contact us at 226-7328 for more info. Secu, supporting expectations, caring for you.
This Christmas, the season of savings is here at Food Shoppers Supermarket, 121 Eastern Main Road, Arima, the J. Chai Trading Compound. Enjoy unbeatable prices plus buy one get one deals on select items. Shop in comfort with wide, easy to browse aisles, spacious parking, and a clean, cool, fully stocked supermarket every day. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for updates and festive events. For the latest deals and prices, join our WhatsApp channel. Christmas starts with Food Shoppers. Food Shoppers Supermarket, bringing you love.
We are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance, but we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza, in Deva Chaguanas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 470-5938 and visit us soon. Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488, 701-6680, 728-6786, or visit our website to order. Gaming Express Limited is a premium importer and retailer of the highest quality brand name electronics. We stock the widest range of PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Samsung, and Apple devices and accessories. Visit us at Shop 52, Level 2, Gulf City Mall in San Fernando, or contact us by phone or WhatsApp message at 687-7480 or 301-9797 or 798-1280. Like our Facebook and Instagram pages for updates on products and services.
Bring the magic home this Christmas with G-Mar Home Furnishers. Enjoy up to 30% off store-wide and make your home shine this season. From elegant furniture to modern appliances and more. Shop online and stay tuned to our social media pages for exciting weekly sale drops. Take advantage of our extended opening hours all Christmas season at our El Dorado and California showrooms. Call 235-4925 for more information or visit us in store. G-Mar Home Furnishers. Best value for your money.
Start up this thing in 2023. I want you all to remember that. So let me go, man.
Welcome back indeed. As promised, with me to touch base and to really give some clarity in terms of what's happening via the labor movement. I want to welcome Christopher Street, the president of the NUGFW. Firstly, let me say, comrade, compliments of the season. I know we're here to talk serious labor talk, but it's the festive season, and I want to wish you and your family the very best.
Thank you so much, and right back to you.
Indeed, and while saying that, before we get into our discussion, also lend at least that voice of condolences. I know obviously your comrade Clifton Simpson is not with us anymore, and I believe the last time you were here, he was here on the program, and I just wanted to, on behalf of all of us, offer condolences.
Much appreciated. It was a tremendous loss, but we coping.
What do you think was one of his biggest contributions within the movement when you look back on his tenure?
Comrade Simpson had a passion for HIV in the workplace and discrimination against workers, women's rights and so on. And generally, anything that will redound to the benefit of the working class, Comrade Simpson was a champion of that. Yes, so it's a tremendous loss to the NUGFW and a tremendous loss to the labor movement in general.
Indeed. As we get into the labor discussions, and I know he'll be missed indeed. The NUGFW, many are looking on from the outskirts, watching what's happening, of course, with the negotiation, PSA getting the 10%, then you're hearing part money some suggesting bonds and whatever the case will be for next year. Their president suggesting that's not what they negotiated, that's not what they agreed on via their conversations across the negotiation table. But some are asking, where is NUGFW's voice in all of this? Some were suggested that you were a bit quiet. Is it a kind of waiting game? Is it a strategy on behalf of the NUGFW?
Right. So thank you for the opportunity to allow me to, make my public statements as far as that is concerned. We would have been communicating through the social media, making statements and so on. Right. The NUGFW, which is the National Union of Government and Federated Workers, is in fact a public sector union, right? PSA represents the monthly paid. We represent the daily rated workers. We represent the daily rated workers in the Water and Sewer Authority, Tobago House of Assembly, the RHAs, both in Trinidad and Tobago, ministry, every single ministry where there are works, you name it. We are the representative union there.
What's your membership like in terms of numbers?
Currently about 17,000 active members.
That's a massive union.
So yeah, we are a large union, a very large union. And we has always been to the forefront in terms of trade unionism in Trinidad and Tobago. Our former leaders, starting with Nathaniel Critchlow, and there are so much they would have contributed. Even to the birth of the national insurance as we know it today. Our union was very instrumental in having those kind of social protection put in place. Because remember, our members consist of primarily rural workers and the urban poor. That basically is our membership.
Groundsmen and groundswomen.
Exactly, right? And therefore, we sometimes have to fight harder to ensure that they are protected socially. And as we say, social justice is the name of the game. And therefore, we will do everything to promote social justice for our members in particular, and the working class, the unemployed, the underemployed, and those types of workers.
So where are you all right now? What's the strategy? Because obviously, PSA campaign, it was part of the government's campaign promise. They were there on the campaign trail. We saw the PSA president in the mix, in the hustings, as it were.
Thank you.
And based on that, yes, the 10% was delivered. However, with a caveat, with some strings attached. And we're hearing, yes, some payments will be made before December 23rd. But after that, non-cash payment. How did that sit with you, and would you accept something like that?
Okay, let me see. Negotiations is just that. Parties get together, they propose positions, parties counter positions, and at the end of the day, we hope to reach a place where we can agree on something that both of us know we have to compromise. So in terms of going forward, we would not have engaged the CPO as yet, although after the PSA settlement, he said that there are other unions who did not accept the 4%, like the NUGFW, and he called us by name, where he will be willing to meet with us and so on. And we are looking forward to that. We are also looking forward to meeting with the Minister of Finance, because that's the CPO who have to give the CPO the directives. So we want to, last week we would have done a letter to the Minister of Finance the minister can negotiate, but at least he must hear our point of view as far as our members are concerned. So, as I said, I wouldn't say whether is right or wrong. This country, I don't know if you JW didn't born as yet, in 1986 under the NAR.
Yeah, man, I was in khaki pants and ball socks.
Right, where I don't know if you remember they cut the cola, 10%.
They brought in VAT, and people were balling.
Right, yeah. And so it's not unprecedented that you have that kind of non-cash settlement, right? However, we believe that cash is always king.
Yeah.
And we would be looking forward to cash also. But as I said, we'll be having the conversation and with a view of coming to some kind of resolution as far as that is concerned.
Well, interesting you said that, because during 86, that 86 and 91 period was kind of coming out of the boom. The country was in a kind of a transitional period, as it were, under the NAR. We kind of find ourselves in that space, and added to where we are, there's also the geopolitical uncertainty. And many are suggesting that there is no cash, so much so that lots of government agencies would have squashed their Christmas functions. Minister in the Ministry of the, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Minister Padarat, mentioned that, cost-cutting restraints, no Christmas party. So many are suggesting, one, where is the money to pay PSA? And more so, even when you meet with the CPO and others, whether it's 10% or more you're going to negotiate, where you think they're going to find the money? Do you think they have the actual cash to commit to the percent?
From where I sit, looking at the economy and what is taking place and so on, the former regime did in fact offer that insulting 4%, which all of us rejected. And they were saying the same thing, no money, and this government would have, on the campaign trail, promised that we're going to do better than that. Workers and unions did in fact listen to what they would have said, and so they would have offered 10% at this point in time, because remember the Prime Minister was the one who said that, listen, we're starting at 10, right? And workers would have gravitated towards that.
Where are you when it comes to, I mean, obviously I know negotiations happen on the table.
Yes.
But I would imagine, is there a number in your head? Is it anything from 10% and above when we consider the 17,000 that you represent under the NUGFW? What's a number in your head at this point in time?
So I am saying that starting at 10 might be a good pre. We may not finish at 10 because our members, as we know, as we said, are the lowest rung. 10% on a high figure is not the same thing as 10% on a lower figure. So we want a living wage. That is what we want to establish for our members, a living wage. Just imagine, the last time we got an increase, my brother, most of our workers can't afford cars and vehicles. They had to travel. A short drop was $2. You know how much a short drop now? And they would have had to manage that and pay for their children and everything. $6 and $7. Where they finding that from? You know, sometimes the family would have increased and so on. So daily rated workers are under tremendous pressure economically.
And you know, interestingly, they do the heavy lifting, you know.
Correct. We are the blue-collar workers, as it were, in the public service, right? So we are the ones who clean the drains, ensure that the place is clean, and, you know, do construction work, very, very basic things that if not done, Trinidad and Tobago would be in trouble.
When you listen to the remarks from Minister Elder, who was, of course, on the Labour side, I mean, he represented communication workers for years now, he's in government. Do you see a change of tone? Is it that when you cross the fence and get into government, you have to almost sing a different tune? Because we saw, and I'm sure you are quite aware of his comments on Friday when he was going into Parliament, saying that many would have twisted his words, and he was kind of calling for unions to, he basically, paraphrasing, he said if they negotiated, he's talking about the numbers, and if they negotiated less, well, would you give back? And a lot was said. What did you make of his commentary last Friday?
All right. Again, not unprecedented. I don't even remember when the PSA under Watson took the 5%. And there's a caveat that if people get more, then he will. And they did, in fact, receive the difference, you know. So I hear Comrade Elder. Comrade Elder is his own person. He has his own views. But every trade union is an independent organization, every single trade union. And I don't think anyone outside of that trade union should try to convince the leadership of that trade union how they must represent the members. So what is wrong in making the requests? Nothing is wrong with that. The government as government has to respond. You know, I don't think that the unions who are making such a request has any, I don't know if they have any legal grounds to stand on, right? Maybe they do. But I'm saying that Comrade Elder would have said what he would have said. Some of us, most of us in the trade union, is not in agreement with that, but nevertheless, he has the right. Democracy gives you the right to be wrong. And you know, everyone is free to make their statements and so on. So we heard it. We know as the NUGFW, we didn't sign for any 4%, so we are looking forward, right? Because the articles that would have caused the trade union movement to, as we say, join with the UNC in terms of the coalition of interests, one of the first things in that article was the removal of the 4%. That was the first item, right, that would have caused trade unions to, okay, among other things, but that was one of the first things on the plate that would have caused trade unions to gravitate, because we knew, and I tell my members, we knew had the former government continue to exist, 4% would have still be on the table. You know what 4% for one of my members? 4% represented $90 a fortnight increase. You know? So after you would have waited 12 years for an increase, the government is telling you 4%, $90. So you go and tell your family you're going to increase, and it's $90 a fortnight. The point is that the last government, there was a lot of arrogance. Right? 4% or nothing, take it or leave it. That is not negotiations, right? And sometimes we forget that we have a dual relationship with the government. One, they are the government of this country, and therefore they are responsible for our welfare, but they are also our employer. They are our employer, and we who are employed with the state, we employ with the state, and therefore we feel that our employer should come to the table and let us negotiate. They said talk does win the war. But when you could say, take it or leave it, 4% nothing, and not wrong the negotiating table, They have political meeting and them kind of thing, right? And hence the reason those conversations would have broken down, and workers felt that we were never pressured, my brother, to take 4%, never by our members, because they knew what it meant. And they say, here we're going on, let us try the other side. My National General Council, not me alone, the General Council of the Union says, President General, we are taking that for. We want you to join with the coalition of interests and see if any improvement could come via that method, because we know nothing better ain't coming here.
So going into next year, obviously, as we mentioned, at least when it pertains to PSA, money is being offered up until, well, at least before the 23rd, and they're suggesting non-cash payments, even though President Thomas said that's not what they negotiated. Yes. What does this non-cash payment look like? And we know cash is king, but if indeed it was to really boil down to that, and let's say that was going to be part of a strategy for your workers, the 17,000 you represent under the umbrella of the NUGFW, what does a non-cash payment look like? And what will you accept?
Let me tell you what I'm looking forward to. You see that fortnight, your take home, my brother, is not what you're getting per day by 10. Your take home is what remains after deductions and so on and so on and so on. That's your take home. That's your pay, really. So what we want is to ensure that that take home improves, right? The arrears and so on, yes, we will be looking forward to cash settlements, but I am saying that negotiation is in a place where parties get together. Of course, I would want the best thing for my members, which is cash. I would want that. But going forward, when you examine what the reality of the situation is, maybe, you know, but nevertheless, we willing to talk and have a conversation on how we treat with that.
Well, let's continue with the conversation. I want to take a very quick pause, and we come back and we'll continue going up to the 7 a.m. news update with President Street, the president of the NUGFW, as we discuss all matters labor-related on the Morning Brew for today, Monday. See you soon.
At Guardian General Insurance, we know your home is more than just a building. It's where your family feels safe and where memories are made. That's why we're here to protect not just your house, but the people and dreams inside it. We are your partner, working alongside you to provide the right protection, the right support, and the peace of mind you deserve. With Guardian General Insurance, you can live safe, live easy.
My mom has been shopping here for the last 15 years. So coming here with her, now I have my own family.
The variety of items, cleanliness of the place, the spaciousness.
My favorite section is household.
My husband loves the hardware section and the auto section. My favorite would be stationery.
Price Club is the low price leading supermarket in TNT.
They are the best. I would recommend Price Club to anybody.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
JHI Trading, your one-stop hardware and home center, has it all for you. Come visit and choose from our wide selection of curtains, draperies, and linens. Lots of furniture, kitchen cabinets, and wardrobes. Top brand name kitchen appliances and accessories. A wide selection of tools. Bath enclosures and bathroom fixtures. Chandeliers. Vinyl mats and rugs. In-house paint shop to give you that special color. Mirrors and pictures in assorted sizes, colors, and designs. Lots of toys. Hardware and construction supplies. Visit JHI Trading Home Center and Hardware. 121 Eastern Main Road, Arima.
Ah, Christmas, the season of love, laughter, and just a little bit of chaos. Sometimes the ham has other plans. And sometimes you just need to call Granny. Digital Postpaid Family Plan keeps the family connected. Now everybody can be in the Christmas line near or far, starting at $500 for 2 new postpaid customers. Get 200 gigabytes of data plus 1,000 anywhere minutes to share more of those festive vibes that make this season brighter. Because at the end of the day, Christmas isn't about perfection, it's about real connection with Digicel.
The ideal companion, and he know the best woman from the Caribbean.
Christopher Street, president of the NUGFW, is here with me as we get into some more of the labor discussions. And I want to obviously treat with the issue of money for Christmas. But before that, I would imagine, based on the campaign and the personalities and those who were kind of in the forefront, and President Thomas, Felicia Thomas, she was definitely in the fold. I guess it's only appropriate that in terms of PSA and them getting that kind of first treatment, and I would imagine all others will have to follow. So you're all kind of looking on.
That's right.
So 2026 will be interesting, I would imagine.
My brother, the president of the PSA, and myself, we have a good relationship. We talk and have conversations on a number of things going forward. So I was always surprised as to what is taking place with the PSA's negotiations. And you're correct, they were up and up with the campaign and so on. A number of unions were in the background. We didn't take the platform and so on because we felt that the campaign was going good in terms of the representation from some instances, the OWTU, Comrade Roger and Felicia and so on, and we felt that we need to give them that support. And we were there in meetings and so on, you know. So we too, looking forward right, after they would have settled. I don't believe the CPO or the Minister of Finance and so on. The Public Service Association is a major organization. They represent a number of important workers in this country, and based on the representation that would have been presented by the PSA, within the campaign and so on, we're not surprised that they would have called them first, right? We are looking in the background, and we are happy that they would have settled, and we know that in going forward, the other unions like us, Postal Union, there are several unions who also make representation in the public service, the public sector, who have not signed off on the 4% and are looking forward.
You know, this is a time of the year that most people look for a little top-up. They want to ensure that family and at least the household is well taken care of going into the new year. When your members mention Christmas and they mention money, what's your response to them?
My thing is that after the negotiations would have settled with the PSA, my next move is to meet with the Minister of Finance. Let him know that we are people too, and we are deserving of something. My hope is that I'll be able to meet with him this week, right, and come up with some kind of arrangement that will allow my members to get a little something in the pocket for Christmas, you know. So we'll be working assiduously to ensure that that happens.
Indeed. Just your take in terms of the current geopolitical climate and its impact on the economy going into 2026. Obviously, it's some uncharted waters we find ourselves in. It's a kind of uncertainty. And while all this is happening, we want to ensure workers are well taken care of and they get what is rightfully theirs because they're putting the work.
Correct. Correct. So we are looking on as a trade union as to what is happening. We are citizens here. Our members, the leadership, we are looking on, taking interest in what is taking place. So we hope that this thing doesn't spiral out of control, where we could be impacted negatively in all spheres, right? So the union is looking and hoping that the government and the other players, foreign and others, really and truly understand that we don't want no kind of unnecessary happenings in the region that will disrupt how we live in this region. Yes, so we take a note and hope. To run the union. Last year, 2024, they would have done that. And based on a number of commitments that we would have made, I don't want to see promises, where medical help we would have given to our members. In one instance, we gave a member $10,000 to assist with a medical procedure. And that will be available to every member who has a serious ailment. We also give, you know, you won't believe we pay rent for a member because people are really under pressure, right? Workers, we say, who on suspension, we are assisting them. So there are a number of financial measures that we are offering to our members, but you must be a member of the union because, you know, once you're in the bargaining unit, when we negotiate, you will get whatever, but we have specific benefits for members only, right? So we'll be doing what we can, comrades. Don't take no such old talk from, you know, the naysayers and so on about the NUGFW, and we will be pursuing, comrades, the best deal for you. We'll be pursuing the best deal for you. Yes, we'll be asking the Minister of Finance to see what he can do in terms of bringing some relief to our members during this Christmas period. We don't know what will be the outcome, but we're definitely going to give it our best shot.
President.
Yes, my brother.
Comrade Oliver.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
Man. As you.
For sure. With that, we'll get ready for the 7 a.m. news update. Much more happening after 7. Stick with us today, of course, Monday the 8th. December is sprinting away. Season's greetings, TNT. See you soon.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488, 701-6680, 728-6786, or visit our website to order.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait. Choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
This Christmas, John Thomas presents Believe, a Pop Star Christmas,
featuring the Believe Junior Collective.
A spectacular holiday concert packed with favorite Christmas hits, pop star energy, and show-stopping voices.
Be there on Friday, December 19th at Queen's Hall.
We're bringing the dazzle, the music, and the glamour.
Get your tickets now at Queen's Hall box office or at queenshalltt.com.
John Thomas's Believe,
a Pop Star Christmas, this December at Queen's Hall.
Get your tickets today.
Presenting the most modern pharmaceutical facility in the country, Food Basket Hyperfarm Pharmacy Food Basket Complex, Arima. We stock the widest range of health and beauty products, baby supplies, stationery, fragrances, and cosmetics. Our organic, sugar, and gluten-free products cater to vegans and the health conscious. A wide assortment of dispensary medication and over-the-counter items at the most affordable prices. Make Hyperfarm Pharmacy your choice. Located on the compound of Food Basket Complex, Arima.
Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chancotrace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality.
Before you take your omega-3 supplement, check for the natural product number NPN on the label. This unique code shows that Jameson products have approved rigorous Health Canada testing for safety and effectiveness. Unlike some supplements that carry disclaimers like not approved by the FDA, Jameson omega-3 is the trusted choice, offering 1,800 milligrams of EPA and DHA for heart health. Choose quality. Choose Jameson.
My own personal motto is to show citizens of this country that our stories can be told in a professional and international standard. I want to show them that the journalism they consume on cable TV can also exist here. Each day, that's my focus, that's my drive, to show the stories of our communities, of our people, matter just as much as anywhere else in the world. That's why we are where you are.
Good morning, I'm Soini Gray with headline news on CNC3 and the TBC radio network. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissassa has announced a new phase of expanded services at the Couva Children's Hospital, a revelation made at its rededication happening late on Sunday. These include advanced pediatric care, diagnostic upgrades, an urgent care unit, and a specialized surgery program designed to cut long waiting lines across the health sector. The Prime Minister says the hospital will be fully staffed and will also provide job and training opportunities for doctors from Guyana, boosting regional capacity and addressing local shortages. The Prime Minister was also greeted by 48 children who benefited from the Children's Life Fund she created in 2010. A former Public Services Association executive member warns non-cash payment to members is a dangerous precedent that violates workers' constitutional rights. Former PSA General Secretary Nixon Callender says workers are owed, in some cases, over 11 years of what is considered property under Section 4A of the Constitution. These are salaries that cannot be reimagined or reduced. On Friday, both the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister said government was expecting exploring non-cash payments for PSA members. Calendar warns this is a dangerous precedent that will not benefit the workers. He urges the CPO and the minister to pay the arrears in cash. Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Barry Padarath, is confirming that government is scaling back Christmas celebrations at ministries and state enterprises. Guardian Media understands that several ministries and state entities have opted to scale back or even cancel Christmas functions this year. The minister says this marks a shift from the previous administration, where holiday celebrations often involved lavish parties.
This is not a demand or an instruction from the government per se, but rather individual ministers are being guided by the current economic climate that the country is facing, together with a mandate to curb excessive unnecessary spending. And therefore, some of us have taken the decision to curb.
And those were your 7 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at 8 on the TBC Radio Network.
Welcome back. As we get into the second hour, we continue with very important discussions as always, and I want to welcome for the second time, making the effort to be in studio with me, and I really thank him for that, the president of TUTA, Crystal Bevan Ash. Great to see you, and let me firstly say compliments of the season to you and your family, and by extension all your members there at TUTA.
Thanks, JW, and same to your family as well. From TUTA and my family. Much appreciated.
Appreciated indeed. You know, we find ourselves now with the end of the school term, and it was, I think, a school term like no other, because we found ourselves for the very first time having police presence in certain sensitive schools.
Definitely.
What's the feedback? What you, at least via your office, when you're hearing the reports on the schools where the officers are stationed, what's the general consensus coming out of this very first term?
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. The feedback that we are getting from our membership is that they feel more comforted by the fact that there are police officers on site, so that if something were to happen, I guess they feel protected. So any parents sending their children to school too, they also expressed a sense of comfort knowing that these police officers are there. We have not received any major negative feedback or anything like that. We know that the police officers are trying their best, they're trying to work cooperatively. However, we're yet to receive any documentation with respect to their roles and responsibility and reporting structure and so on from the Ministry of Education. That's all. That's the only issue we have. We have not received anything in writing.
Well, I'm seeing here they're saying 97 police officers deployed permanently to 50 schools. Do you think there's going to be a rotation in the second term? Because sometimes when people get familiar, they get a bit comfortable.
Quite true.
And you know, you start to know people on first name basis, and it becomes almost like you feel there is this particular friendship that might develop. Even though I know the Deputy Commissioner, Benjamin, would have warned against that. What's the approach going into the second term? Is there going to be any kind of moving, as it were, transfer, shifting of personnel in different schools?
TUTA wouldn't be able to speak to shifting, but we would always encourage our police officers to interact with staff, interact with children as best as they can. But in terms of that familiarity that you spoke about, that's a serious subject, because complacency can step in there, and we wouldn't want that to happen at all. We'd want to ensure that the police officers are allowed to do their job in the manner in which they are supposed to. So we are asking, well, those police officers who are there to please continue to ensure that you exude a professional relationship with all the persons you interact with while there.
And I know your voice is indeed a very important voice, and you represent the teachers, and I hope that your recommendation, and when you speak in any stakeholder meeting, they take heed when it comes to your advice. Because I recall the very first time we touched base, towards the end of the conversation, you would have put that commitment to protecting teachers who might be, let's say, on the receiving end of, let's say, a verbal attack, a physical attack. We would have seen that, unfortunately, time gone by. But I'm happy to know that from the feedback you're receiving, teachers feel there is a layer of protection now.
Yeah. But I mean, a police officer there, and we know the police there to protect and serve with pride, and we appreciate that.
Indeed. What's the latest as it pertains to wage negotiations? We recognize lots of discussion in the public domain. We saw PSA, we just had the NUGFW.
Yes.
What's the climate, what's the approach when it comes to wage negotiations for a sector that is, to me, very important in any society, our teachers?
I agree with you totally, JW. You notice I wearing red today, right? I come out fiery. I come out fiery.
That's right.
Because tutor would have signed off on the agreement with respect to wage and negotiation and things since April. That is the week just before the general election. So one would have a reasonable expectation. I mean, April to now, 9 months, we would engage in some sort of discussion and we would receive our monies. We're seeing other persons, not to discount any other union or anything like that, any other sector. We appreciate and we're glad for anybody who gets through with their money. But consider the fact that we would have signed an agreement since April. Reasonable expectation that by now you would say, listen, all right, even if we can't get the back pay, the new salaries that are supposed to be implemented will be implemented by at least December. Nothing at all. Now you're saying when the minister is asked in an interview with about a particular union and he identified specific dates, he was asked about tutor, so tutor would have signed the agreement. He said no comment. I find that very interesting.
Well, you see, what I recognize happened to when your predecessor, Mr. Lumpkin, President Lumpkin, stayed literally neutral, apolitical. Tutor was one of the few unions that really did not, at least publicly, endorse any particular party.
Tutor is non-partisan. We don't take sides. We represent our membership.
Yes.
It doesn't matter which government it is. We will speak when we need to speak.
That's
so
right.
You may not like us all of the time, but I didn't go to get this job to be friendly, and I got to do a job.
Well, I wonder if that's probably part of where you find yourselves right now, because if you notice PSC and others who would have been very vocal and stood on the stage and was literally part of the fold, they're probably to the front of the class. So I'm not suggesting for you all to change your mandate.
Of course not, yeah.
But I remember distinctly that Mr. Lumpkin really stayed out of the fold.
Yes.
And I wonder if probably that's why tutor is kind of, I guess, more or less on the bench at this point in time.
But JW, I mean, you are any government of any country, your job, your responsibility is to your citizenry. You are to ensure that your citizenry would experience a particular standard of living, one that is socially acceptable and so on. You wouldn't want to make sure that they don't. You have people in a situation now, since 2014, all right, they're now getting their monies. I don't want to agree with that. At least I'm glad that they're getting it, right? But we also, in tutor, we have the third schedule officers. Now, third schedule is made up of the school supervisors, curriculum officers, and you have student support services division. Now, these people were represented by the PSA prior, right? So they fell into that category in terms of negotiation. And now they are being told that it's quite possible that this first tranche of money that going out and thing, they're not going to get. But why wouldn't they not get it if they were in the period? Tutor represents them now. We have been representing them since 2019. Right, so they fall under tutor. And that is a very anomalous situation. I think I mentioned it to you last time. If in a school you have a principal, you have a teacher, one would expect reasonably the principal would be receiving a higher remuneration than the teacher, not so?
Yeah.
Because the principal supervises the teacher. So you have school supervisors at this point in time, they're the ones supervising the principals. And they're receiving less money than the principals. You get a promotion. They give you, Mr. Jason Wilson, congratulations on your promotion, sir. You have been promoted to school supervisor 1 with effect so-and-so date. And when you check your salary in your bank account, you're getting $1,000 less. How are you going to meet your financial commitments? And when you talk about it, this has been going on since the end of 2023. These officers have been going to work. They've been meeting their financial commitments as best as they could. They're traveling officers, so they must have their vehicle roadworthy. So I remember one particular officer, to pay the inspection on a vehicle was very tough, and she was very, very, very frightened because, I mean, you're on the road with a vehicle that has not been inspected. You have your money to collect, but you're not collecting it because they have traveling checks to get out also, and they're not getting it months. Now, I was a former school supervisor as well. I have months of checks that I have not received as yet too. Just imagine that.
So that's a backlog, as it were.
Backlog, but we ain't talking about that. The main thing is the agreement that was signed off on April. Reasonable expectation. It's not because because a particular union would have gotten XYZ and thing, and now we're looking to get something in them. No. We are not asking for a favor. We're not asking for a handout. We're simply asking for what is ours. We're asking for what would have been negotiated on. We're asking what would have been signed on the dotted line. So I signed 9 months ago. Somebody signed last week, and they're going to get you? So let me be a little fair now, man.
Yeah. I guess in the interest of fairness. Let me ask you, what's the status? Do you all also represent the early childhood teachers?
We have some of them on board. Some of them are members, because last time when I said that, when I left the army form. So I was trying to get them on board. So if we get, what happened is because there's a piece of legislation that doesn't really recognize them as teachers. So the ministry is working on that. The minister is working on that. But those things take long. They take years. So in the interest of time, we have identified another way where they can come on board. So if we get 50% and just one more, we represent them automatically. So right now, in terms, if they want to fire them or something with disciplinary matters, tutor can represent them. But in terms of terms and conditions, salary and thing, we can't do that at this point in time. But we're hoping to do that. Not only them, the business operations assistant, the BOAs in schools.
What's their role and function?
They're like secretary, for want of a better word, right?
Okay, yes.
Not to make any BOAs feel bad, I apologize if it sounds that way, but it's simplicity.
And they play an important role, trust me. That's your first line, actually, sometimes when you go in the office.
These people, they privy to sensitive information with respect to the school on a daily basis.
Remember them by name. I remember all those who would have served that role.
Yeah, because when you come in the office, it's first person you see.
That's the first
when
person.
You call first person listening, answering anything. So over the years, we have asked that these persons become permanent members of staff. They are on contract right through. Contract renewing.
Serious.
When they go to financial institutions to borrow money to buy a car or something, they ask them, but you can't get it, they want to buy a house. Well, oh God, they ain't considering them for that at all. That is the reality. So we are saying these people should be made permanent members of staff. Now you have the contract finisher. Most of them, the contract finished because all of them, quite a lot of them, they are around the same time the contract started. So to the end of November, that's when I spoke about it. And interestingly enough, I was on your program when I mentioned it. And a very senior member of the Ministry of Education, employee of the Ministry of Education, he was a bit perturbed that I would mention that, and how could I talk about the BOAs, and what is that one concern is it of mine? When I had to point out to him that tutor also represents BOAs. We have some of them who are already members, and we're asking all the rest of you, feel free, come on board, join tutor. So like I said, the contracts have ended, and all we were asking simply is that alert the people. Let them know. Let them have some comfort. Listen, your contracts will be renewed by so-and-so date. No problem. We can work with that. But to date, as far as I know, I've been speaking to plenty of BOAs. We have a lot of them, they have like a group chat and so on and thing. Nothing. No word whatsoever. And the contract states 2 months prior to the end of the contract, they ought to be told whether or not it is going to be renewed. It should be offered to them 2 months prior. You're talking about contracts finished already, and they need a word. And if I talk about it, Mr. Ash is a bad man. He shouldn't say anything. He is wrong for speaking the truth.
Let me ask, when we look at the population, teacher population, is it that we have the right complement? Do we need more to extend the capacity? What's the current scenario? Because I've keep on hearing stories of teachers having to double up. Some children having a free period, teacher not available. When you look at the overall structure and ecosystem, do we have the correct complement right now in the nation schools?
No, we do not.
So we have a shortage?
Yeah, you have schools where, I told you that last time, the principals have to teach classes. Principals teaching a class. The only person in a school, rightfully, by the Education Act and so on, and who is not supposed to have a class is the principal. But in some situations, you have principals teaching not just 1 but 2 classes. That is happening now. Why? Because the Ministry of Education and Teaching Service Commission, it's not the ministry's fault alone. The Teaching Service Commission is the body that actually employs people, that gives you your instruments of appointment. For whatever reason, the manner in which they move is not with the pace that we wanted at all. So I mentioned also, like we living in Hollywood. Hollywood moved to a teaching service because everybody acting. If these positions become filled, JW, you have a certain level of stability in a school because the person at the head knows that, listen, I am the appointed principal. I have the authority. I feel confident when I speak. But today, tomorrow, you could be acting, and tomorrow they come and they bring somebody more senior, and you're going back in a class.
Is there a difference in pay and remuneration when you're acting compared to when you're confirmed as a principal?
You get the money. Yeah, you get whatever difference. So if you're a teacher 1, normal teacher, and you're acting as a principal, the difference is whatever the principal would have gotten and what you would have get. You're going to get the money still. You don't get all the time immediately. Sometimes after the period you would have acted, then you get the money. But it is owed to you once you have your instruments of appointment from Teaching Service Commission. So that also is an anomalous situation, because presently you have some principals being asked to write performing duties. So they're not like writing acting duties and AG acting they would write at the end. No, they're asking perform duty. Wow. The reason I tell them that is because we cannot guarantee that you will be remunerated, or we cannot guarantee that the service you have there would be taken into consideration when you actually go for the interview. Because if you're going for a position, let's say principal, you need to have at least 3 years administrative experience. So if you're performing, my question to you, if you pick up the phone and you call a school, you ain't going to call, can I speak to the person performing duties of principal? No, you're called to talk to the principal. Yeah. It's only logical, right? Yeah. So if the person is doing everything they're supposed to be doing as principal, why not compensate them? Why not get to the point where you do the interviews and so on and allow them to feel a level of comfort, allow them to have a level of security of tenure, comfort for them and their families.
Indeed. President Ash, as we wrap things up, I'll give you a chance to speak directly to your membership and to wish them happy holidays, and more so give them a sense of optimism through your office and the plans that you planned, well, at least the plans you have in store for 2026. So the floor is yours.
So I'll tell you, thank you very much for the opportunity. To our membership, compliments of the season going in, but I'm not sure how nice of a season, how comfortable of a season it will be for all of us, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that the ministry does good in terms of its promise to us. The Minister of Finance, he does what he has to do in terms of instructing the CPU to take the necessary instructions and go and give the Finance Department the approval to get what is due to you. So you need your money, you need it to do what you have to do. As your president, I will work, I will do everything in my power. JW, as I said that, tomorrow, please God, we have something called a General Council meeting, an emergency General Council. Now, the General Council is fondly referred to as the War Council in Twitter. So basically, the War Council meeting tomorrow, and we go in and do what we do. So like I tell you, I start off with a little red, a little fiery, and there's more fire throughout the day, and there's more fire coming. Now, not to be disrespectful to the minister or the government or anything like that, but the right thing is the right thing. My father always taught me that. He said the wrong thing can never be the right thing. And if you do the right thing, you have no problems. But you have people doing the wrong thing, and then other persons like myself or other union leaders being quiet about it. We will not be quiet. We will not be silenced. Twitter will not be silenced.
We'll keep us in the loop. President Ash,
will do.
Great to see you.
All right, JW.
All the best, comrade.
Pleasure, man. Yeah.
And at least with that being said, and again, getting a deeper understanding as to what's happening with Twitter, we wish the president the best, and we stay on top of all developments going into 2026 and beyond. We take the pause and we come back and get you ready for a fantastic showroom there in Maraval with all the latest deco and holiday fandangles. Yes, I'll get to that right after the pause. See you soon.
Play it, just play it for me. Play it for me. I like that Christmas music. Deep in that Christmas music. Play it.
Life. What a wonderful journey we're on. Each stage is unique. And at Tata Life, we not only understand, but also appreciate that you'll have different needs at different times. So trust us to protect you and yours with our comprehensive range of financial planning solutions to ensure that you never, ever have to worry. To learn more, contact a Tata Life advisor or visit tatalife.co.tt today. For the many stages of your life, Tata Life, a member of the Answer McCall Group.
It's that time again. The lights, the music, the joy, and big winnings at JTA Supermarkets. Cash in and carry on the joy this Christmas. We talking pure excitement and over $200,000 in prizes to be won. 50 grocery shopping sprees to fill your trolley. 50 mini appliances to light up your kitchen. 50 JTA gift cards plus hamper giveaways. Just spend $300 or more, including $50 in Carlton's Choice products. Fill out your entry and drop in store. The more you shop, the more you could win, and the merrier your Christmas gets. Promotion runs until December 31st. Cash in this Christmas only at JTA Supermarkets, where your total bill always costs less.
Brighten your complexion, protect your skin from the sun with Vico Turmeric Vanishing Cream for all skin types, even babies. Heals pimples, cuts, burns, insect bites, eczemas, even chickenpox. Removes sunburn, dark spots, keeps you radiant all day. Vico Turmeric Face Wash cleanses like no other cleanser. Removes makeup, deep down dirt, blackheads, and dead skin cells. Available at all Pennywise stores, pharmacies, supermarkets, cosmetic counters, and superfarm stores. Agents Modern Caribbean Enterprises Limited. Be sure to look for Modern Caribbean's logo on genuine Vico products.
Period nights don't have to look like this. Move less, wake up to change. So change for a real night's sleep with Always Overnight. Its 3 times protection system absorbs, locks the fluid, and keeps it away from your skin. For protected nights without leaks. Always.
This Christmas, the season of savings is here at Food Shoppers Supermarket, 121 Eastern Main Road, Arima, the J-Chai Trading Compound. Enjoy unbeatable prices plus buy one get one deals on select items. Shop in comfort with wide, easy to browse aisles, spacious parking, and a clean, cool, fully stocked supermarket every day. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for updates and festive events. For the latest deals and prices, join our WhatsApp channel. Christmas starts with Food Shoppers. Food Shoppers Supermarket, bringing you love.
The detergent smells nice while washing, but when you use the new Downy Intense fabric softener, with its new multi-capsule fragrance, it releases an intense scent that lasts twice as long. With the new Downy Intense, you'll enjoy a rich and delightful fragrance that keeps you feeling fresh 24/7.
Ah, Christmas, the season of love, laughter, and just a little bit of chaos. Sometimes the ham has other plans, and sometimes you just need to call Granny. Digital Postpaid Family Plan keeps the family connected. Now everybody can be in the Christmas line near or far, starting at $500 for 2 new postpaid customers. Get 200 gigabytes of data plus 1,000 anywhere minutes to share more of those festive vibes that make this season brighter. Because at the end of the day, Christmas isn't about perfection, it's about real connection. With Digicel.
Welcome back. I want to tell you, if this Christmas you're passing through Maraval, you're in the area, no matter what part of the country you're from, I want you to check out a truly amazing showroom there in Maraval with all the latest decor and holiday collections. Now, the boutique led by founder Diane Hunt features a range of ornaments, tabletop pieces, and home accessories for the festive period. Today, Diane joins us to discuss this year's collection and the ideas that guide the store's seasonal design and her approach to creating curated home spaces. Here's more, and I want you to enjoy.
Hi, I am Diane Hunt, and this is my store, DH Maison. We're a lifestyle brand. At the center of everything that we do, it's happy living. We offer products that we hope can enhance your everyday life, from the simplest to maybe sometimes complex. And this is the Christmas holiday season, and we specialize in Christmas decor. We help you put your home together. We have all the decor for Christmas trees. We help you dress your tables. At DH Maison, we believe that Christmas is the most spectacular time of year. It has become a global season where giving, unity, love, and in some cases, rebirth. This is what Christmas is, and I do think sometimes we have lost a bit of sight as to what Christmas is. This celebration is the birth of Christ, right? And it is representative of light coming to the world and love coming to the world. And at Christmas time in DH Maison, our aesthetic is really about tasteful, and it's not about too much. It's just about how much you would like in your home that brings that feeling of Christmas to your house and to your family and to your friends. What is the point of all of this decorating? You ask yourself, you put up a beautiful tree, of course you come home and you feel really happy to be at home because you get that feeling. We don't know what that feeling is, but it's the feeling of Christmas. You come home, you have a nice toasty cup of hot chocolates. You put it on the Christmas tree, and it transports you into a place of bliss, warmth, family. Something I think in today's world is missing because we're so busy doing work, busy just doing, and we're not getting much time to focus on, being happy. So DH Maison focuses on the experience, okay? So we're about lifestyle. So this shop is pretty unique. I don't think there are too many stores like DH Maison. Under one roof, we have home decor. Under this same roof, we have a little cafe, so you could really sit, have a coffee, relax, escape the reality of the outside world. I think when a customer comes in here, first of all, they might be a little not confused. They're trying to figure out, okay, what kind of store is this, right? Because it doesn't necessarily come across as just a shop selling home goods. They first of all, I think their senses are stimulated when they walk in because they might smell a lovely candle. They would look at everything around them because I believe in order. I love everything to be ordered, and I love everything to be beautiful because I think within each of us there is beauty, and we need to express that in our outer world. So that does have an impact on us. It's important to have the DH Maison experience because on any given day, I may not know what's going on with you, but if you could walk into a little bit of happiness and cheer, and it changes your day a bit, I think I would have accomplished something. And maybe you may feel I can carry some of this to my home. So I am a designer, right? I'm a creative person. And growing up, I had lots of dreams, so I always dreamt of doing things. So fashion was my first thing, I wanted to design clothes. So I started Radical Designs with my brother, so that's what I was doing. And throughout my life, all these experiences that I've had, like in fashion, then I opened Diane Tea Shop, those things really molded me. Because, okay, so as a child growing up, I wanted to design clothes, then I wanted to cook food. So I was able to kind of tick those boxes off. And at the end of that journey, because I also had another shop like this, DH Gifts, in Long Circle and West Mall. And I got rid of all of those things, and now I've come back with this one concept, DH Maison, and I've really literally blended all of the experiences together. So in life, we learn things and then we express it in different ways. So this is a new expression of all the things that I've learned in the past, and I feel it's interesting and a good concept.
DH Maison, Diane Hunt, good morning to you. Compliments of the season to you and the family. And let me tell you, if there's one thing about Diane, she pays particular attention to detail. You can really get something to make your home, your living room, your bedroom pop. A statement piece, as it were, from DH Maison. Diane, thank you so much for that great feature. And I'll be seeing you soon, as always. Let's take the pause. We come back and touch base with of course, Downtown Owners and Merchants Association President, Mr. Gregory Aboud. Lots to discuss as we get into the festive season. See you soon.
Sure you will like it.
Fill your slate with the best for less Christmas specials at Southern Food Basket. Butterball turkey, 60, 11 pounds, $194.95. Butterball boneless breast, 3 pounds, $124.95. Goat stew, 4 pounds for $99.95. Swiss lasagna, 400 grams, 2 for $23.95. Swiss Econopack ketchup, 450 ml, 3 for $19.95. Danish Pride butter cookies, $19.95. With every $200 you spend, you can qualify to win a dream Christmas home makeover with over 100 appliances to be won.
Victor, why are you still living with bad odors? Instantly refresh your spaces with Febreze. Smell like leftover fried food? Instant freshness. Febreze, your home smelling fresh and clean. Find the limited edition at your favorite store or supermarket.
Win a brand new ride for Christmas in a free car raffle organized on behalf of Queens Royal College.
Merry Christmas!
First prize is a luxurious, fully loaded Royal Ride Ford Ranger. Draw date Saturday, December 20th at the school. Tickets only $100. All proceeds for the further uplifting of the school. Tickets available from teachers, parents, alumni, and of the school. Also nationwide at all branches of True Value, Reliable Appliances, Christina Shoe Store, Kenny Sports, Unique Bookstore, Extra Foods, JTA Supermarkets, Police Credit Union, ABC Home Center, The Trinity Shop, PRW Enterprises, Sharon Bookstores, Starlight Drugs, Ishmael Khan and Sons, Shamir Spas, Modern Electrical, Bagans Drugs, Steven Sons Fashions, also Crosby St. James, Athletes by the Park, Cincinnati Drugs Sangre Grande, Bellini Drugs San Fernando, IslandEtickets.com. For more info, call the college at 622-1671 or the hotline at 491-1802. PRC College Christmas 3-car raffle.
This Christmas, John Thomas presents Believe, a Pop Star Christmas.
Featuring the Believe Junior Collective.
A spectacular holiday concert packed with favorite Christmas hits, pop star energy, and show-stopping voices.
Be there on Friday, December 19th at Queen's Hall.
We're bringing the dazzle, the music, and the glamour.
Get your tickets now at Queen's Hall box office or at queenshalltt.com.
John Thomas's Believe,
a Pop Star Christmas. This December at Queen's Hall.
Get your tickets today.
Are you living with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes? Manage it with the unique Jameson 100% complete multivitamin with 400 micrograms of chromium to lower blood glucose, lutein for your eyes, B vitamins for energy, vitamin C and lycopene for antioxidant support. Take a step towards a healthier tomorrow and make the proactive switch to Jameson today.
With love.
Welcome back. Let me welcome via the Zoom line this morning the president of the Downtown Owners and Merchants Association, Mr. Gregory Aboud. Let me extend compliments to you, Mr. Aboud, your family, your staff, and everyone in your circle, your big circle, a matter of fact. Season's greetings to you and yours.
Thank you very much for that kind greeting, and to all of your listeners also, I would like to endorse the comments of your previous guest, Ms. Diane Hunt, who spoke about the joy of Christmas, and she spoke about the fact that Christmas is meaningless without friends and family, and putting up a beautiful tree and decorating your home has no meaning unless, of course, you share it with friends and family and so on. So I appreciate your greeting. I convey it in reply to you as well, and to all of your listeners and to all of the people watching the program this morning. It is a very beautiful time to be in Trinidad and Tobago, and Christmas is special to us. We celebrate it together regardless of, our differences in terms of religion or ethnicity and so on, and like we do the other holidays as well. And I really am very grateful to be enjoying another Christmas in Trinidad and Tobago in 2025.
Yeah, well said, well said. Your voice is a very important one when we consider the city, the potential that is Port of Spain, and some of the perils that we go through on a daily basis. And I've recognized when the wrecking resumed, obviously we're about 8 days into it. It started back December 1st. You took issue with it, and I wanted to kind of find out where is that sweet spot, because we all know prior to December 1st, the city was willy-nilly, anything goes, people parking anywhere, by fire hydrant, by corner, on taxi stand. We saw people doing the most. So sometimes we are our own enemy. We really put ourselves in peril. We shoot ourselves in the leg all the time. Where can we, or how can we more so, strike a balance between doing what is right, having the records operate in the city, and still ensuring that people who want to shop in the city feel secure and don't have to go through that extra headache of knowing their car is gone when they go about their shopping? Walk me through it, because you understand the city better than most.
Well, it's an intelligent posture that you've made there, and a good question. The speed with which I answer is related to the shortness of the time that we have together this morning and not to the importance of the issue. The fact is that while it is true that the wrecking is necessary or that enforcement is necessary to deal with those persons who abuse the rules of parking in front of entrances and in front of hydrants and so on, let us be very clear. While it is true that some drivers have abused the parking rules, it is equally clear that the wreckers have abused the public's rights. And let us also say this, that we are in favor of a regime in which we have clearly defined wrecking rules, in which the Ministry of Works Traffic Management Division wakes up from its slumber and gets engaged with us about a rededication of the parking rules in Port of Spain, which were first enacted by then Prime Minister Pandey's regime, a very notable and helpful improvement in the then regime of parking in the city was made by Prime Minister Pandey, with one minister who is currently in the Ministry of Works right now. Minister Jerlene John was extremely instrumental and very decisive in what she did to help us with parking. And at the time, Minister Carlos John joined her. And that had been from the days of the previous Prime Minister Manning, in which the Ministry of Works under the then minister, who is not necessary for me to reference at this time, but he imposed zero parking in Port of Spain. So there was no parking on either side on any street. And the city was crumbling under that effect. And Prime Minister Pandey and his ministers rescued us from that. But the rules that they gave us were not relevant to 2025. And we have been begging and trying to get those rules amended. And the fact is that the reason that the wrecking is such a terrible intervention in Port of Spain is because of the abuse that has taken place in the past. I can say this, and I would like to say it publicly. The current mayor, Mayor Alain, Chinua Alain, has mitigated some of the abuse and has applied some of the type of controls over the wrecking system that did not apply before. And it has made it a little more palpable, but unfortunately, and this is a great tragedy, the abuse of the past, the atrocities of the wrecking service of the past, including, may I please say, at least 2 or 3 times when I was called on the phone and threatened by persons who were operating the actual wreckers and who threatened me that I should not get involved in that and leave them to do what they're doing. That abuse that occurred under previous mayors has scared the public so terribly that on the day that the wrecking was announced, on the following day, the merchants in Port of Spain reported a 30% drop Monday on Monday comparisons in their business. And it is a significant reality in Trinidad and Tobago that persons in authority, persons who were put in authority by the people, oftentimes come and tell us things and make pronouncements, and the people of the country already know what the reality is. Regardless of all of the songs that are sung and all of the words that are spoken, we know the reality. We know that when you tell us you are coming to interdict against people who park in front of hydrants or driveways, we know what you are coming to do. You are coming to tow us all away. And by the way, can I please say this? My car is not being towed because I arrive to work so early in the morning that I get a proper parking spot. But you know whose cars are being towed? The last bastion of clientele that the city of Port of Spain has. And those people are the ordinary people of lesser means in Trinidad and Tobago that come to Port of Spain for a better buy or for a price that is lower than the price that you pay in all of the suburban shopping centers that are growing in investment and growing in stature and expanding at the time when all the towns and cities, not just Port of Spain, but all the towns and cities are shrinking. Go and speak to the people of Arima and Tunapuna and Rio Claro and San Fernando and get the true story of of Christmas in the cities and towns of Trinidad and Tobago outside of Port of Spain. You wanted to ask something?
Yeah, but I just wanted to kind of ask you, because I know time is limited, and I want to get into a very important talking point also, which is to treat with some of the taxes being imposed via electricity, via your building. What kind of impact will this have on merchants in the city, and will some of the costs be transferred to the customer?
Well, the two issues are connected, to be honest. The wrecking and the taxes are connected, because the truth is that the business people are somehow seen as some sort of element of, villainy. And taxing businesses is seen as a sort of social justice. And it has been that way since Dr. Williams' time, that the business community was painted into that corner. And it is not unique to any one regime. And this comment is not political. This comment is simply symptomatic of what we deal with as business people. You want to encourage people to own their own business, and you talk in every second sentence about SMEs, small and medium-sized enterprises. You speak about it in every single sentence. But then when you go and speak publicly, you talk about the business community in the worst way, and you speak about successful people, and you attribute percentages to them. I am supposedly a member of a group which is only 1% of Trinidad. What a nice feeling it is for me to be castigated into that tiny little group after having spent my whole life thinking about the whole group, and to be constantly berated with this. And not to say that I dispute that there are some who have manipulated from behind the scenes, but you don't want to be categorized with other politicians, and you don't want to be categorized with any one ethnicity, but you are so freely categorizing everybody in the way that you are doing. It's not nice, it's unkind, and there are one or two people. I thought there was some, interest in some equanimity now, and to try and build teamwork in the country. The taxes are seen as social justice. The taxes are popular with the widest cross-section of people, because the business community, from the days that the speech was given, Master Day done, until now, the business community, and let us have the courage to talk about it. You want people to be wealthy, but you keep speaking wealthy people, and you want people to be successful, and you keep painting success with the darkest colors that you can find. And how are you going to build a great country like that? And the fact is that some of the taxes are necessary. I know that in the case of the landlord tax, that there are issues related to countless numbers of people who have got into the business of renting homes and so on, apartments, and not declaring themselves, not declaring their income. And this method of taxing the turnover or the income, which is what it is. It's a turnover tax, or a turnover levy, almost like a sales tax. But that action itself will cause a widening of the net with respect to who is included in the taxation of rental income. And that has been a bit of an issue. On the question of electricity, I don't see that the business community should be singled out. The business community is already paying rate D and rate B commercial rates, which are much higher than the rates paid at residential properties who are using less than a certain kilowatt hour per month in their homes. And the business community is already paying more. If you are coming with a public policy to burden the business community, you are not only going to create hardship in terms of cost and expense, but you are also discouraging people who might be thinking of joining the ranks of that very famous statement which is bandied about by every and anybody about SMEs. You want people to get into business and to become small and medium enterprises, and you want to cut me off now. Go ahead.
No, I was going to tell you, because after, we definitely have to do a part 2, because it's always important to hear your voice and for us to speak frankly about some of the issues happening, especially with our city. There's so much I want to unpack this morning, but the time is limited, so I just want to stick the pin for now, and if we can give me a commitment that we could probably touch base again before the end of 2025.
It's the first interview I've ever done with you. I appreciate being on your program. Let me just say that the story of the wrecking is a very minor part of the demise of the towns and cities in Trinidad and Tobago. And it is a sad story, the demise of these towns and cities. Basically, the business people in all of the towns, in every last one of them, is handcuffed and unable to compete against the growing number of shopping centers outside of the towns. And secondly, on the question of taxing the business community and adding more burden to what they do, I would like to say that the country deserves a discussion in which we understand that we have a responsibility to first discover who we are before we start trying to discover who we want to be. Because this talk about planning for the future can't occur without a good, serious conversation, honest and courageous conversation that understands who we are before we start talking about who we want to be. Merry Christmas to you and to the beautiful people of Trinidad and Tobago. Let us have faith in each other, have faith in the government of the day, work regardless of the circumstances to show that faith and to have hope in the future of our country. And I will be waiting. I've had this request made before that we must do a part 2, and it's never come, but
we'll do it.
That's up to you.
We'll do it.
That's fine.
All the best, President Aboud. All the best.
Thank you very much. It's kind of you.
You're most welcome. We will definitely have to continue. I'll probably set aside some more time because there's so much to discuss as it pertains to the city. We're going to head to another area now, very bustling and hustling and a vibrant part of the country, and that is Chaguanas. And the mayor, His Worship Faiq Mohammed, joins me to speak on tinsel and tidings, the Chaguanas edition. The mayor, he's up next.
Food basket, nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh produce and everything fantastic. For everyday low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale retail, everything for you. A real Chaguanas shop fair go view. Food basket, the nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh produce and everything fantastic. Food basket, hypermarket, Arima, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Do you think all dishwashing soaps are the same? With some do require more effort, and they don't wash as much. Try Dawn and discover its grease cleaning power. Dawn removes stubborn grease easier and faster than others. Additionally, it foam lasts 50% more. With Dawn, you use less product to clean more dishes and save with every wash. Dawn, triple grease cleaning power.
Before you take your omega-3 supplement, check for the natural products number NPN on the label. This unique code shows that Jameson products have approved rigorous Health Canada testing for safety and effectiveness. Unlike some supplements that carry disclaimers like not approved by the FDA, Jameson omega-3 is the trusted choice, offering 1800 milligrams of EPA and DHA for heart health. Choose quality. Choose Jameson.
Win a brand new ride for Christmas in a 3-car raffle organized on behalf of Queen's Royal College. First prize is a luxurious, fully loaded Royal Ride Ford Ranger. Draw a date Saturday, December 20th at the school. Tickets only $100. All proceeds for the further uplifting of the school. Tickets available from teachers, parents, alumni, and of the school. Also at islandetickets.com. Mott's Liquor Palace, Digomonton Main Road. GN Food Center, Siparia. Uncle Beto, Santa Cruz. Better Deal Supermarket, Ethiopia and Aranguez, Khan's Liquor, Dingle Mountain Main Road, Ramsing Sports, Chaguanas and Cuba, Bobby's Barbecue Wrap, Mirage Supermarket, Sangre Grande, West B Supermarket, Dingle Mountain and Tacarigua,
John's Supermarket, Upper Bonds Road,
Payless Hardware, Dingle Mountain Main Road, Don's Roti, Pitty Valley, Mirage Westside Arima, Western Pharmacy next to St. James Police. For more info, call the college at 622-1671 or the hotline at 491-1802. Queens Royal College, 3-car raffle.
Well, from the outside looking in, we can always see in real time the ever vibrant, young, and I would say energized mayor of Chaguanas, always putting initiatives in place. This time around, he wants to bring some more economic activity and just bring some excitement in the space. And they're going to utilize that very active spot right there off the highway. You can't miss it. Every Saturday people go there for all their market supplies, and we're treating with the Ministry of Agri and Fisheries head office right close to dwellings. You know the space, a really popular spot. I want to welcome His Worship Faik Mohammed. Great to have you. Compliments of the season to you, Mayor. It's been quite a while, but I'm looking on and I'm seeing good things happening on your end. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you as well, JW, and season greetings to all locked in this morning.
Well, I recognize that Friday into Sunday, this Friday to Sunday, it's going to be a hub of activity. Walk me through it and let me know the ethos really behind this great initiative in time for the Christmas.
So this is an initiative born out of the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government LED unit. And they are launching their first initiative in Chaguanas, and I was pleased that the first edition is going to be in Chaguanas. So I plan to work with them to ensure that this is something that you have never seen before in Trinidad when it comes to a Christmas market. Mm-hmm. So you have to picture it like this. When you walk through the gates of the Ministry of Agriculture's compound, we're going to transform that entire car park area into ambience that is family and festive for the season. We basically will be invoking the Christmas spirit, and everyone, if you feel like Grinch this Christmas and you walk through those arches, definitely you will walk out feeling like Santa Claus.
Fantastic. Because right? I know every Saturday that particular space is very vibrant. I've actually gone there to do some market, get the freshest goods. Saturday morning is vibrant. So you're saying it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it's more than just crops. We're talking here artisans. You're going to create a whole space in the car park there.
Correct. So what you'll have to picture is this: when you walk through the arches, it will be lit with cafe lights, like set a nice warm family atmosphere, and a cozy feeling. It will be neatly decorated. There's 50 vendors. Some of those vendors are actually viral food vendors, or what we will say anchor vendors. Mm-hmm. So there'll be lots to look out for with those vendors there. There will also be smaller vendors selling there who will become viral after this event as well too, because they have amazing products as well.
Excellent.
On the 14th especially, there'll be lots of giveaways.
And that's the Sunday. That's the Sunday.
That's the Sunday. But an excellent point to note is that this market is not a daytime market. It's an afternoon market. It starts from 4 p.m. and goes to 12 midnight.
Oh. So, all days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Yes, all days. So that's why I'm saying this is going to be a unique market in its sense. And with the lighting, it's going to provide a very nice family atmosphere.
Well, let me tell you, I can only imagine the turnout. I mean, we know Chaguanas. It's a place that, to me, is one of the most vibrant economic hubs in the country. And I could only imagine the numbers. So obviously, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's going to be lit. As you rightfully said, you're going to create the Christmas mood there. Is there going to be some entertainment? Are people going to get a chance to take in some music while all this is happening?
Yeah. Correct. There's a stage that is set up on all nights. So there'll be entertainment throughout all 3 days, but the last day especially. But I don't want people just to come on the last day. But the last day especially, as I said before, there's going to be giveaways. We have FCB opening up accounts to 250 children. We have Caribbean Airlines, who is going to give away tickets to one of the most beautiful destinations in the world, that is Tobago. We have Hilton weekend stays, high-up weekend stays. We have hardcore hampers, Pennywise gift vouchers. All these things are going to be given away. And also, Santa Claus is going to be making a special trip there to give away some toys for the kids.
Well, let me tell you, Mayor, congratulations in advance. I know it's going to be tremendous. I have to run now to wrap things up, but I want us to make a commitment to touch base soon so we could treat with other issues in the borough, and you could, of course, highlight some of the big plans in place for 2026. Mayor, it's indeed a pleasure to have you on the show. And
JW, sure. And we can touch base at the market, so I'll see you there.
Of course. I think Saturday will be a good day for me, so I'll look up for you Saturday.
No problem.
Indeed, His Worship Faiq Mohammed, Mayor of the Shogunas Borough Corporation. We take the pause and we come back to officially pull the curtains down. See you soon.
At Guardian General Insurance, we know your home is more than just a building. It's where your family feels safe and where memories are made. That's why we're here to protect not just your house, but the people and dreams inside it. We are your partner, working alongside you to provide the right protection, the right support, and the peace of mind you deserve. With Guardian General Insurance, you can live safe, live easy.
Win a brand new ride for Christmas in a free car raffle organized on behalf of Queens Royal College. Merry Christmas! First prize is a luxurious, fully loaded Royal Ride Ford Ranger. Draw a date Saturday, December 20th at the school. Tickets only $100. All proceeds for the further uplifting of the school. Tickets available from teachers, parents, alumni, and of the school. Also nationwide at all branches of True Value, Reliable Appliances, Christina Shoe Store, Kenny Sports, Unique Bookstore, Extra Foods, JTA Supermarkets, Police Credit Union, ABC Home Center, The Trinity Shop, PRW Enterprises, Sharon Bookstores, Starlight Drugs, Ishmael Khan and Sons, Shamir Spas, Modern Electrical, Bagans Drugs, Steel Sons Fashions, also Crosby St. James, Athletes by the Park, Cincinnati Drugs Sangre Grande, Bellini Drugs San Fernando, IslandEtickets.com. For more info, call the college at 622-1671 or the hotline at 491-1802. QRC College Christmas 3-car raffle.
Fill your slate with the best for less Christmas specials at Southern Food Basket. Minced beef, 4 pounds for $100. Sunland chicken breast, 4 pounds, $94.95. Forte Frost straight cut fries, 2.5 kg, 2 for $69.95. Tyson chicken leg quarters, $9.95 per pound. Swiss pineapple chunks and slices, 2 for $23.95. Richport vegetable oil, 3 liters, $39.95. Easy Wrap foil, 25 feet, 2 for $19.95. With every $200 you spend, you can qualify to win a dream Christmas home makeover with over 100 appliances to be won.
Plumbing problems? Don't guess. Call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646. Proud to be serving Trinidad and Tobago for over 20 years. We do it all. Maintenance and repairs, new construction, sewer lines, inspection, drain cleaning, leak detection. We are licensed and insured. So call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646.
Must be nice and fruity.
Again, it's been a tremendous installment today, the 8th of December. Imagine that, we already moving and sprinting this December, last month of 2025. We look forward to, obviously, Christmas and Old Year's into New Year's, and of course, we approach 2026 with a sense of optimism. I mean, listen, we must, it's all about mindset and perspective. With that being said, sincere thanks for tuning in. God spare, I'm back for more tomorrow. On behalf of myself and the entire team, let's wish you, TNT, yes, and the wider world, a productive day, a safe one. And as mentioned, God spare, we'll be back for more tomorrow. All the best.
Why is Christmas Day you choose Yvonne? You have me so confused. It's Christmas morning, look, neighbors coming.
The Morning Brew is brought to you by Omega XL. Live long, stay strong.
watching CNC3. As an affiliate of Al Jazeera, we now join their current program.
A dynastic rule that survived 5 decades, including uprisings and civil wars, fell in a matter of days. These are images from the capital, Damascus, and the city of Tartus in